Most guys believe that showering a woman with attention, gifts, and predictable devotion will win her heart. They think being the nice guy who's always available, always texting, always bending over backward is the path to her affection. But here's the cold, hard truth: that's exactly what makes her lose interest. The more you chase, the more she pulls away. You've probably been there, feeling that spark with a woman, going all in with constant texts, rearranging your life for her, trying to impress her with effort. At first, she seems into it. Her responses are warm, her smile's encouraging. But then something shifts. Her replies get shorter, her excuses get longer, and suddenly she's too busy. You're left frustrated, wondering where it all went wrong. The secret isn't in giving more, it's in understanding the psychology of attraction. Women aren't drawn to men who hand over everything on a silver platter. They're captivated by men who exude confidence, create mystery, and know their worth. On my YouTube channel, WisdomWavesAura, I'm breaking down 10 psychological triggers that flip the script from chasing to attracting, making you the man she can't stop thinking about. These aren't tricks or games, they're timeless truths about human desire that, when mastered, make you unforgettable. Let's get started. First, spark her dopamine with unpredictability. Attraction isn't built on comfort, it's fueled by tension. When a man is too predictable, always texting at the same time, always available, always following the same routine, a woman knows exactly what to expect. That predictability might feel safe at first, but it quickly becomes boring. The brain craves novelty, and unpredictability triggers dopamine, the chemical that drives excitement and reward. When she associates you with that rush, she starts craving your presence without even knowing why. Take Richard, a 56-year-old from Boston, who reconnected with Laura, 54, at a high school reunion. In the past, Richard was the guy who'd drop everything for a woman, texting good morning every day like clockwork. But this time, he mixed it up. Some days, he'd send a witty text in the morning, other days, he'd go silent until evening, or even skip a day. Their dates weren't repetitive dinners at the same spot, sometimes it was a casual coffee shop, other times a rooftop lounge or a quiet walk by the river. Laura never knew what was coming next, and that kept her hooked. She later confessed, "I found myself waiting to see what you'd do." That's the power of dopamine. The brain lights up when there's uncertainty, like a slot machine keeping a player hooked on the chance of a win. Unpredictability doesn't mean being unreliable or flaky, it's about subtle variety within a frame of strength and consistency. Like jazz, you keep the structure but improvise to keep it alive. A stoic like Seneca would say, "He who is brave is free." Breaking free from routine, not clinging to control, creates freedom for you and her. Keep her guessing, change the rhythm, switch the setting, share a new story. If you've seen unpredictability spark attraction, drop "I keep her guessing" in the comments on WisdomWavesAura. Next, scarcity makes her chase your presence. One of the biggest mistakes men make is thinking constant availability builds attraction. They believe being there all the time, texting back instantly, and prioritizing her above everything else will make her value them. But psychology says otherwise. When something is always available, it loses its shine. Scarcity creates desire because it signals value. Think about a rare car versus a common one, or an exclusive concert ticket versus one anyone can grab. Your time, energy, and attention work the same way. When you're always there, she starts to wonder, if he's this available, does anyone else want him? Does he even value himself? Scarcity isn't about playing hard to get, it's about living a full life where your presence is naturally limited. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Consider at what price you sell your integrity, but please don't sell it cheap." Your attention is your integrity, don't give it away freely. When you protect it, she values it more. If you're not always texting or rearranging your life, she has space to miss you, to wonder what you're doing. That curiosity fuels her desire. But scarcity isn't neglect. Disappearing for weeks or ignoring her completely won't work. It's about balance, giving enough to show interest but not so much that it feels ordinary. 1 hour of focused, deep attention outweighs 10 hours of distracted presence. By living a life full of goals, friendships, and passions, you naturally become less available, signaling abundance. She sees you have value beyond her, and that makes her want to earn her place in your world. If you've seen scarcity raise your value, comment "I protect my presence" on WisdomWavesAura. Mystery fuels her attraction. If predictability kills desire, mystery keeps it alive. A woman's imagination is a powerful force. When she can't fully figure you out, she invests more, thinking about you when you're not around, filling in the blanks. Thomas, 58, from Chicago, met Evelyn, 55, at a jazz bar. He was warm and confident but didn't spill his entire life story. He shared bits of his past, mentioned an exciting project, but left details vague. Evelyn later said, "I couldn't stop wondering what you were working on." That gap kept her coming back, not for what he said, but for what he didn't. Mystery isn't about dishonesty, it's about pacing, revealing yourself layer by layer. When you overshare, narrating every detail of your day or feelings, you kill the discovery process that makes romance exciting. Her imagination paints you in a more attractive light than reality sometimes can. Epictetus said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish. Don't rush to prove yourself or seek approval." A mysterious man lets his actions and presence speak. If your life is rich with hobbies and purpose, you're naturally harder to pin down, and that space makes her think of you more. Thomas, for example, shared a striking photo from a weekend trip, hinting at his passion for photography without bragging. That subtle reveal kept Evelyn curious. Hold back just enough to let her imagination work. If mystery has pulled someone closer, comment "I keep her curious" on WisdomWavesAura. Calm leadership wins her respect. True leadership isn't about dominance or arrogance, it's about steady, calm guidance. Women respect men who handle challenges without crumbling. Imagine you're at a crowded restaurant with a long wait. One man complains or looks lost, another calmly suggests a nearby spot and moves on without drama. The second earns respect. Leadership isn't dictating her every move, it's creating structure and stability. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it." Your calm response to chaos shows you're not controlled by circumstances. This separates you from men who overcompensate with bravado or compete for attention. Respect comes from handling challenges with clarity, not insecurity. It's in small choices, planning a date with confidence, leading a meaningful conversation, making decisions that reflect your values. A strong leader listens and respects her input but isn't passive. That balance draws her in. If calm leadership has earned you respect, comment "I lead with calm" on WisdomWavesAura. Your absence makes her crave you. One of the toughest lessons is that absence can create more attraction than constant presence. Women don't crave what's always there, they crave what they might lose. David, 60, from Denver, learned this with Michelle, 57. He used to overwhelm her with texts and plans, but she felt smothered. So he pulled back, focusing on his cycling hobby and friends. Suddenly, Michelle was the one reaching out, missing him. Absence works when your presence is valuable. When you bring joy and confidence, your absence leaves a void. Seneca wrote, "Nothing is more honorable than a grateful heart." Absence teaches gratitude, making her realize your presence isn't guaranteed. It's not about ignoring her but about giving her space to feel the contrast. Strategic absence, paired with strong presence, creates intensity. If absence has turned into desire, comment "I create space" on WisdomWavesAura. Emotional highs and lows lock her in. Attraction thrives on contrast, not flat emotions. A relationship that's always fine fades, but one with laughter, tension, vulnerability, and joy sticks in her memory. It's not about drama but about guiding her through an emotional journey. Constant positivity, always agreeing or complimenting, becomes boring. She craves depth, where she feels comfort and challenge. Marcus Aurelius said, "The impediment to action advances action." Small frictions or playful disagreements create movement. Be light-hearted one moment, serious the next, sharing a vulnerable story then surprising her with humor. These shifts make you unforgettable. If emotional variety has deepened attraction, comment I create depth on WisdomWavesAura. Create memories she can't erase. Attraction isn't just about the moment, it's about the emotional imprint you leave. Mark, 59, from Phoenix, took Linda, 56, to a small art exhibit, then a quiet blues cafe. Another night, they watched the skyline from a lookout point. Linda said, "Every time I pass that cafe, I think of you." Unique experiences tied to you carve a lasting place in her mind. It doesn't need to be extravagant, just authentic. A sunset walk, an inside joke, a spontaneous detour. These become your shared world. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "What we do now echoes in eternity." Create moments that echo in her mind. If a memory has pulled someone back to you, comment I leave an imprint on WisdomWavesAura. Attention is your most powerful currency. Your attention signals what matters, and when it's scattered, it loses value. Constant texting or reacting to every detail cheapens it. But when you give it sparingly, with depth, it becomes magnetic. Epictetus said, "You become what you give your attention to." If you're consumed by her every move, you lose yourself. But when your attention is grounded in your purpose, it carries weight. A 5-minute conversation where you truly listen outweighs hours of shallow talk. Women want a man whose focus feels rare, not endless validation. Guard your attention, and she'll crave it. Comment I protect my focus on WisdomWavesAura. Presence without pressure draws her closer. True presence, giving her your full focus without expecting anything, creates a safe, magnetic space. Robert, 57, from Dallas, stopped chasing Angela, 55, with constant texts. Instead, he was fully present during their time together, listening deeply without distractions. When apart, he let things breathe. Angela said, "It felt so easy with you." That lack of pressure made her lean in. Epictetus said, "We cannot choose our circumstances, but we can choose how we respond." Show up fully, expect nothing, and let her choose you. If presence has changed a dynamic, comment I lead with ease on WisdomWavesAura. The man who can walk away always wins. The ultimate truth of attraction is that the man who knows his worth holds the power. Clinging to a woman out of fear of rejection kills respect. Walking away isn't about games, it's about self-respect. Epictetus said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." When you're willing to let go, you show you don't need her approval. That strength is magnetic. She senses you're not enslaved by fear, and that makes her value you more. The man who can walk away lives with dignity, choosing relationships from power, not desperation. If you've seen this strength shift attraction, comment I walk with strength on WisdomWavesAura. Attraction isn't about chasing or begging, it's about embodying confidence, mystery, and self-respect. Master these principles, and you won't just change how women see you, you'll transform how you see yourself. Subscribe to WisdomWavesAura on YouTube for more lessons on becoming the man she can't resist. Thanks for reading, and I'll see you in the next one.